Hey guys, this video is going to be yet on a different topic, but I have introduced hujemi before, which is the conlang that I created, and I have tried different ways to explain it, to present it, and it was a bit difficult because I wasn't sure exactly which medium to use, and I realized that I use it more than I can present it basically. And I think it's different for other conlangers because especially for people who do artlinks, because in general they will struggle to use it, but they know how to present it because it's the main work that they've done was to decide the vocabulary and to create it and to make presentations and stuff like this. Well, I guess it will depend, but in my case I really use the language and I can basically like it's it can be easy or harder to translate text, and it will always be a challenge because hujemi is very different from other languages. But the capacity of expressivity from hujemi is significant. But I use it without really like when I use it, it's not like I follow specific rules. How to say that? Like I understand the spirit of the language to a point where I go beyond what I can explain. So in a sense, I have to explain afterwards. I have to explain a posteriori what I'm doing. So a good way to understand Hujimi is to just use it. But so basically, you need some base information first. So um, there is like a subreddit, sorry, for Hujimi, which is r Hujimi. So it's pretty simple. Fortunately, there is no like there's nothing else that decided to call itself hujemi. I guess the name is a bit weird, but it means gather or connect. J means color or mood, and me means basically intimate. So basically, this means oligosynesthetic, something like this, or synesthesia. No, not sorry, not oligo. There's nothing oligo in here, so it means basically synesthesia or things like this. So it's not the exact synesthesia because I'm aware that this is a specific psychological concept and stuff, which is still in discussion and all. Um, I am probably not a synesthetic in the true sense of the word, but I have some capacity for such intuitions. So yeah, I would say it's akin to synesthesia basically. So anyway, so that's the language. It's a bit dated, so I changed the vowels. So what I would like to do is to present the language by especially by showing the different. So basically, hujemi, you have 30 roots, which are consonantal. So there are 18 that are based on the 18 base consonants of the language, including some affricates, but most of them are not affricates. And then there are 12 other consonants, which are like biconsonants. So they are a consonant cluster, and some of which could be considered as affricates. And then there is and there are there are seven vowels. Um, so what I'm going to do is to what if we can do basically there is an image for each. Like every root, every consonant root has an image behind it. It's an element. So and it's always developed in six ways by the six vowels. So there's seven vowels, and the vowels can be used in two ways. They can be used grammatically and semantically. So grammatically, it comes before the word, and it defines the role of the word in the syntax in the sentence. In this case, there's the seven vowels. So there's a, which is used for it's the definite, so it's used before a noun. O is indefinite, but it's also used before a noun. And then e basically is like an adjective, but it's like it adds information to what is before, be it a verb or noun. And a gives information before. It gives the before what follows. So it gives the context. So it's not mandatory, but the syntax that I typically use when I write hujemi is starting with an a something, so which is a bit like an adverb clause. And then I add a verb introduced by u. Then I use and then typically you can add a subject introduced by or by a, depending on what is it. And then I can add I can adjective the verb, in which case I will use e. So in typical languages you would call that an adverb, but if like in hujemi it's all a matter of a is before and e is after. A gives information before and it gives the context, and E gives further information after. So that's what it means to be an adjective or an adverb in hujemi. It's not exactly the same as adjectives and adverbs in other languages. And then on gives the objects, it's the accusative. So you can start by on if you want to stress on which you insist. So basically these are grammatical markers, case markers, which means that you can actually have a quite free word order. The only thing that really matters is when you use the a, you have to be aware that you say, for instance, I don't know, sk. Sk means possibility. So if you say sk, what is possible is what is after. If you say iske, it's what is possible is what is before in the sentence. So that's the only thing that really matters in terms of syntax. Aside from that, I typically use VSO as in syntax or as a word order, but it's not mandatory. There's nothing in the spirit of hujemi that decides that you have to use VSO. So personally, I tend to use VSO, and the syntax that I kind of follow is that an equivalent to the imperative will be made by using SVO. So it's a bit special because in typical languages, the imperative you remove the subjects, and what I do with hujemi is basically the opposite. So I use VSO and I can even remove the S. I often remove the subject in the sentence because in a lot of cases you don't really need the subject. But when I want to insist that it's you that will perform the action and I want you to make this action and I'm giving you an order, or I'm like, it's not something I will do a lot of in my poems because I mainly write poems in hujemi. But when I do that, I will add the subject in the beginning, so that will be akin to the imperatives in other languages. So these are the vowels, and then when they come inside the syllable, they will have a semantic wall, not a syntactic wall, but a semantic wall. So the a will indicate something big, and there will be some connection between the syntactic wall and the semantic wall. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar. And one thing important is that the en. So sorry, I forgot the u. So en gives the accusative, and u gives the is used for questions basically. So yua means who, juo means what, etc., etc. Yuet, where. But the u and the en, but basically when you use like there are 6 rules, semantic rules, and the en and the u are merged together. So that has something to do with the origins of the language and the way I designed it. But in theory, I could add a new semantic meaning, but I don't really want to do that because for many reasons, including that en and u are the vowels which are the weirdest in my language, and the one that I don't really want to use a lot of. So it's okay to me to merge them semantically. And their role is more closer to actually that of u, because questions and number, there's something in connection to them. So a is indicated to give some like basically the whole, the God, the world, something like this. O will be used to give an example, an item, something. A is the elements. E is a quality, basically an adjective, kind of. U is a verb, basically an action and something that is being made. And en or u gives a value, a number. So, for instance, with so the way I made the connections for the roots is that I try to make it so that the sound, the consonant sound, the morpheme, the meaning, the root, and the symbol, the glyph, they have to be connected to each other. So basically, this tries to convey the idea of something hard, something hard, and k, and so it says the stone k. I I try to make it as intuitive as I can, and I justify my intuitivity, so to speak, by adding a few words in French, English, Spanish, German, and also Chinese, Mandarin Chinese, which which are small, which are well recognized to some degree, and which have the consonant in question, or a close approximate of the consonant, and which will be associated with the meaning I want to convey. So ke is basically the stone and something like that blocks. So ka is the country. It's supposed to be pronounced ka. So you have to make it unvoiced and also aspirate it. But it's fine if you don't aspirate it, but try if possible. Ko is a building. Could be a block, but in general I use it as a building. Ke is a stone. So you see an element. So for instance, here it's the stone. Ki means different or harsh. Ku means close, block. So typically, for instance, kwe. If you add an additional vowel, it will basically do the same. So it's like kwe is the new root. So if you say kwe, it's an element. So what element would it be? Well, it would be something like a frontier or skin. So kwe can typically be used to mean the skin or also the ground. But then you have to you can add a consonant at the end or a new syllable to make it clearer. So for instance, if you want to say the ground, you can say kwe te or kwe ta. These are options. So, but because t is the root for earth and such stuff, so if you say kweti, it's the ground. Kwete, it's the ground with more the notion of the earth. Kweta, or you can just say quet and it's understood. If you say quids, it would be the skin because z is the root for life, animals, etc. Ga means civilization, empire. Go means area. Gi, and sometimes something is indefinite. So it means that the language can be improved. It means that the language can like I managed to really make texts with the roots that are defined, even though some are not defined are not defined yet. So it means that my language has even more potential for expressivity. Um, Wait, but this is not correct though, because actually I changed that. So sorry, this is the correct one. Because yeah, this is not a good example because this is supposed to be defined already. So sorry, I forgot to upload the correct one. So ga. These, by the way, are the symbols for the. So this is the symbol for the consonant, and these are the symbols for the vowels. So and every time I try to convey something with the symbol, so this tries to convey the idea of blocked or of harsh, hard, more hard than harsh, I would say. And ge, it tries to give the idea of something big. So it's basically represents something small, which is in front of something very big, typically the sun. So it's basically this. So ga in civilization empire, go is an area, ge is a length dimension. So for instance, get will be space, like a length. If you say gel, it will be a length, but one dimensional, because lu means or if you say gelu, because lu means stream, and no, even better, gelon. Gelon is better. It will be a length, the length of a line, because long means line. Gi means great, big. Gu means grow, augment, and gon means value or measure. We'll see some examples in context. And then ne is the root for the moon, negation, darkness, etc., and feminine as well. So it's inspired by these. It's the yin as well. So it's one of the most used roots. Na means the moon or month. So if you want to say month, you will add me, which means one. So you can say nam, which it will be 1 month. or if you say nas, it will be the night. No means void, absence, and it will be the absence of what it is after. And so nodes means death because the is life, but nos also means death. Um, you can there is someone that said they were inevitable and they are God. And I'm not going to say more, but that's basically the meaning. But nos makes sense because it's the absence of life or of light, and I decided that it was the absence of life. It's kind of a play on words, but it's fine if you use nodes all the time. But just know that in my own text, when I say nos, it means death, and that's the word I use in general to express death. Ne is obscurity, nothing, etc. So, for instance, nef means silence because f is the sound. Nes is darkness, like obscurity. Ni means feminine. Nu means to negate, and non means zero. And then me. That was one of the most obvious roots because me is basically all the time associated both to mother and to myself, but especially to mother. Like this is universal. So ma means mother, mo is the center, me is the soul, mi means intimate, mu means to connect, to embrace, and mo means one. And when you say am, it means I. Am means me, like the first person pronoun. And now we're going to go through, oops, sorry, all of the other 26 consonants roots. So this is pronounced th. Basically, everything is like the IPA except for a few of them. So for this one, I could have written it with a th, but it would be I want to have always one letter for one sound in my transcription. And I didn't want to use the APA because the sound for the APA it's one that I can't get on my keyboard, and most people they're not going to be able to find it on their keyboard. This is inspired by the Ankh, so it's actually a symbol for life, but it's a symbol that is like it's intuitive that it's spiritual and and has something to do with religion and stuff, and it would not really be recognized as a symbol for life, I think, by most people, but it can be recognized as something spiritual and mysterious. And I had another idea for life. For religion, I didn't want to use a Christian cross because it would be obviously it would be too it's not supposed to be the Christian religion. It's neutral. So this is the best I could find for th. So tha means God. Sorry, this is not correct actually. I forgot to fix this one. The means so this is outdated because it's from 2 or 3 years ago. I think it's even from even earlier. I think it's from 4 years ago almost. So the means actually if you want to say ether, it's a certain kind of matter. So you would say sheath because she means matter. So sheath is ether. The is spiritual. The I forgot which sounds are. Okay, I have the vocab here. The officially it's supposed to be meaningful, yeah, but I never use it honestly. Thought means a thought or concept. Thu means to think, to believe, and Thor means seven, but I never use it. It's just you can use it as a seven, but you don't really need it. Fa means heaven or sky. Fe means the air. Fi means or ultimate. Fo means the sound. Fu means to form, to complete, or to blow into life, like a god that blows into matter. It can mean to blow. And 4 means 36 or all. So hujemi uses a how do you call that? A base 6 system. So the numbers they actually it's a mixed system because you have 6 and then you go from 6 to 36. It's like Roman, the Roman numeral system, but in the Latin numeral system, you have a lot of symbols, so it's very arbitrary. In hujemi, it's 6 and 36, and then you repeat. So if you say so basically be is 2. So if you say fond or femme, it's 36, but if you say fambe, it's actually it's been a very long time I haven't made mathematics in hujemi, but if I'm not correct, if I'm not wrong, it's fambe just means 36 square. So it's whatever that makes, but it's 36 square multiplied by 36. So sha means the world or the context, the world as in the context. It's an image. You have to through the associations you have to get the meaning I want to convey. She is matter. She means small. Sho means an object. Shu means to compose, to make. It's made of, basically. And Shan is actually it's undefined, to be honest. These are just ideas, but it's you can decide that Shan should be associated with something, and you can propose it. Ta means the earth or the world. Te means earth, as in the matter. Ti means down, just like Fi is up. To is a land or place. To is to receive. It's the once again it's the it is the how to say the symmetrical on the like the reverse on the what is the word like there's the yang and there's the yin. So there is the fu and there is the tu, basically. The fur is basically the yang in this context, and tu is the yin. It's to receive. It's the symmetric, the reciprocal, basically the reciprocal. And temps means space. And it means that if I say tom, so this is a bit arbitrary. If I say tom, it means here. If I say tombe, it means ahead. If I say tank, it means back. Temp is on the right, and tendre is on the left. Okay, I forgot to mention it, but this is a line. Sorry. So là, so this root is the water or the sea. La means sea, ocean. Le is water. L'eau is pool or droplet, a small like small Li means free or flexible. Lu is to stream, so I often use it in like this is often used for referring to time. So and so it means that loin with the en at the end, which means a value or number. Loin means direction, and lent means line, because it's basically this is the image for this one is the lake, the river. Re, this is the root for re. So you can pronounce it as a Spanish R. You can use the English R if you pronounce it correctly, but it's not the best one. So I rather advise to pronounce either a Latin R, so the r, which I cannot make personally, or the French R, or something that would be an approximate to either of those. But whatever you do, you have to make it different from the other sounds in the language. So personally, I pronounce it as re. So ra is south or summer. Re is the fire. Ro is a flame or sparkle. Ri means hot, warm. So rie, if you add e, it's the element. So rie means heat. Roux means to burn, and ren is the temperature, but I never use this one. Dva is the sky or the weather. Dve is the wind. So this one, it's the. It's a voiced. It's voiced compared to this. But if you it's better to pseudo affricate it. So what I do is I do a pseudo affricate. I advise not to use an actual affricate because it would be the, but it's not very easy to pronounce, and you would still have some confusion with the other words similar, like pe, be, the. So I think it's better. Personally, I always do a pseudo affricate starting with the de, because there are other affricates in the language, and it will always be affricates that I from alveolar sounds. So I will do as if this is alveolar, and I will do dva. So dva is the sky or the weather. Dve is the wind. Dvo is not is undefined. Dvi is fast or speed, and vu means blow or move or go fast or run. Pa is a tree or forest. So if you want to just refer to one tree, you can say pan because me is one. And for forest, you just say pa, or you can say pag because ge is big or great or stuff like this. Or pat because te is a place. You can always make nuances by using a consonant at the end or using more syllables. So if you want to really make words in hujemi that have more nuances, you add different syllables. We are going to see by I'm going to show you some poems in hujemi. Po is a plant. Pe is a wood. Pu means to. Oh, sorry, there was a mistake here. This is supposed to be e. Okay, I guess I mistyped or something. So this p it means early, young, humble, and pu means to grow or evolve, to become. And pon is actually it's 4. I forgot. This isn't correct. It should be 4. And sorry, dvan is I'm sorry, I said something wrong. Dvan is 5. I rarely have to use numbers, so that's the reason I sometimes I forgot the numbers, but yeah. Pon is 4 and dvan is 5. So this is a bit arbitrary, but you have to know that it's ne for non for or nu. You can pronounce it as nu or as non for 0, and then mon is 1, and it's also me, like first person. Mon, sorry, bon is both ahead, later, and you, and 2. Pon is 3, and it refers to what's in. Sorry. Quand is 3, and it refers to what is back and to what is before in time. So pon is 4 and is on the right, as in the east, and devant is in the west, and it's 5. And so you see, because basically pon, because pe is the plant and stuff, and it's the origin. It's often used as the origin. It's what evolves. So so basically where the sun rises, it's in the east on the right, so pe, and it goes to the left to the. So you see the wind, it makes this because it goes to the left. So and actually the hujemi would make more sense. Like if my mother language were Arabic, for instance, I would have no hesitations in making hujemi script being written right to left. It would actually make more sense with the way I designed the language, but it's too late, and it would be a bit difficult for me to make that, and it would be difficult in a lot of context. So I used the left-right script, but if you use hujemi and you write it from right to left, it's actually very it's totally okay, and it's actually quite meaningful. So all you have to do is to specify that you are writing from right to left. But yeah, when you use hujemi, as long as you respect the spirit of the language, you can really make adaptations. What matters is just to have an idea of the concept, of the way hujemi is supposed to work, to have an idea of the spirit of hujemi. And then you can really make some adaptations. So Ja is magic, art. Jo is a perception. J is basically the matter of the perception. All the time, basically, A gives the element of the thing. So for instance, for the art is made of moods, of colors. And the elements in Ja, they are Jo, they are perceptions. Like Jo's is an image. And their quality is to be beautiful, G. And G is the only, like, basically, hujemi has no good or evil. So there is no word for evil in hujemi. You can make approximations, but like it's really arbitrary if you decide that it's the closest you have to something bad in hujemi, it's typically tra, meaning hell. But when I say hell, it's actually more like hell in originally is supposed to be down in the earth. So it's actually tra weather means like underground, basically. So you don't have to be Christian, and you don't have to believe in hell. Like hell is not necessarily. Sometimes I use it just to mean like underground. It doesn't necessarily mean evil. It means evil when there is evil in the text that I translate. But when I write hujemi in general, I don't really have evil intuitions because hujemi basically it is Taoist. So it happens to be that so hujemi is not really inspired by Tokipona, but I took some inspiration when the language was at 80 or 90%. It just happens to be that I followed a very similar to path to as to compared to Tokipona, but basically it's only at 90% of my development that I learned about Togipona. I had heard about it, but I really had a very vague idea from it, and I really didn't think about it when I was designing hujemi. So it's mostly, but it happens to be that I'm fairly Taoistic myself. So there are some not connections, but there are some similarities between Tokipona and hujemi, but they are more on the like they are rather coincidences than real connections. So in many ways, both languages are very different. But the main connection I would say is in the idea of well, both are oligosynthetic languages, and also hujemi is very both languages have some inspiration from Taoism, not the exact same inspiration, but um, and so and so we have the what was I saying? G. Yeah. There's basically no evil or good in hujemi because basically you have a Taoistic view which is before uh, like in the beginning that's just the way the Tao, and then there are and then good or evil arises and stuff like this. So you have to read more. I can't really develop everything, but you can read the Tao Te Ching. It's very short, and you have an idea of it. Typically, the good or evil thing, you can typically see that in the second of Tao Te Ching, the second stanza. So, but yeah, but there is one syllable which really has good connotation, like indisputably, it's G. So if you want one word to use when you want to say you're good, you can use G, which it's rather like beautiful or flavory, but you can use that as an equivalent to good. Ju means to perceive, to look, to focus. So if you want to say you receive a perception, you would rather say something with Jo. But if you want to say that you are watching, that you are looking, it's Ju. Like it's the same distinction between to look and to see, to listen and to hear, etc. So Sa means sun or day. So if you say Sam, it's one day. And then So is is an image or view. Se is the light. So you see every time like light is the matter that you have that composes images. C is not really the quality. So this is one of the most arbitrary connections in hujemi. And like I have hesitated a lot on which should be masculine because for feminine it was a bit intuitive because the moon, the yin, everything of this is associated with the femininity. But for masculinity, I had no idea which one to use. Like I didn't want to use creux because creux is too connotated. Honestly, this one creux. So I use C, but basically it's the yang. So basically the yang. And by the way, that's the reason why ne is in the bottom. I hope I showed you paint before and like I hope I didn't make a mistake. So yeah, C is masculine, Su means to shine, and San means the time. And if you want to say something like bright, you can use soy or sei. Sei is the best. Sei because you know sei light and I gives the quality. So the quality of light, it's to be bright. So sei. Za is nature. Zo means an animal or being. If you say zop, it's understood or pods. It's understood as a mushroom. Ze means body. It doesn't really mean life. This is outdated. Sorry, I corrected it, but I forgot a few things. But there are small nuances. So basically, for 80% of the syllables, it's the same as it was 5 years ago. But there are a few ones which are a bit different. Especially the C. This is a big difference because before C was just right. And they I use it every time I want to refer to a specific part of the body. So for instance, there is some arbitrariness in it, but it's fine if you use your own arbitrary intuitions. Because personally, I would use a b to mean the hand, and well, fur is for the head because it's the top. Zet will be the foot, the feet. So most of it is intuitive, but for some part of it, there is some arbitrariness, and you can find your own arbitrariness. Z means plural, just like the plurality of life. Zu means to live, and zan means six. So if you say zan, or you can say zumu, because u is the same as an in semantically. So zumu means 7, and zubu is 8, etc. Da is a human, dam is one human, dan or dani is a woman, dasi is a man. But in general, you don't need to gender things. So basically, there's gender. Like you can argue whether there is a like hujemi in one sense is totally ungendered, neutral gendered, and on another hand, it's quite gendered on some aspects. For instance, am means me, but ma is the mother. So and ba is the father, and ab is you. So in a sense, hujemi is kind of taking the position of a mother. Like it's because when you are born, you are in connection with your mother, and then the father is the one which is really immediately a you, whereas the mother in the beginning the child will have a connection with their mother, and there will be like one. So that is the idea. Also, so the reason why like there are two ways to write in hujemi. I'm going to show my to show paint. Paint. Actually, no, I'm stupid. I know what I'm going to do. This one. Paint. Okay. I hope I showed you this before. So yin. So this is yin. You see yin. What was I going to say? Yeah. So you see, you can use the symbols in a linear script, which works as an alphabet, or in block script, which works like a syllabary. So this works like a syllabary. So you use the root of the word, which is the consonant, and then you use the vowel and you put it below or atop or to the right. That depends on the root. So there are in total there are 30 consonant roots, and there are 10 which go to the left, 10 that go below, and 10 that go atop. And basically this is related to how they stand in the yin to yang spectrum, or in the triad of the sky or heaven, man, and the earth. This comes from ancient China. So everything that I associate with the yang and the and the sky, it will be atop. What is associated with the earth, with the yin, is going to be below. So obviously the yin, that is the reason why the moon is below. Yeah, like intuitively maybe you put the moon atop, but it's yin, so it's below. And me, well, it's me, so it has to be on to the left. And it's the same with the man, with the person. Person is to the left. I'm going to show you internet again. So you see, the is it's a top. It makes sense. Sure, matter, etc. It's below. The earth is below. The sky is the top, and so on and so forth. The fire, like for instance, in the I Ching, the fire is it has there's a lot of resources, typically from for instance from Chinese, among other things, which are intuitive to me, but obviously they will look totally weird and random to you, but it's fine. But the good thing is that hujemi is very special because it has a few attributes of an X-lang, because especially because it's an oligosynthetic language, and it has only a few roots, and I think it's rather fast to learn hujemi. So it will all depend on the way on how much time it requires from you to understand the spirit of hujemi. But in terms of pure learning, it's very fast. And when you really understand the image behind each glyph, you don't forget it. That's the good part, because when you learn a language, you will have to remember the words, and like it's like there are tens and tens of words, and you will easily forget them. But when you have the idea, like te is the earth, and ta is te is the ground and stuff. Te is whether the earth as in the matter. Sorry. Um, this will remain in your head. And basically, as for myself, I've never really forgotten anything from hujemi, because there's no way I can forget it. Like I use it, and there are only 30 words. So sometimes, in a very few cases, I can forget which connection I made in this specific context. But as for the overall roots, I've never forgotten them, and it's totally impossible for me to forget them. It would make no sense. So in this sense, I would say that hujemi is actually fairly easy to learn. But basically, I would say that based on your own mind, you are going to find hujemi or bleep, which is another language that it's not my creation. Bleep, it's a language from a fellow conlanger, and it's another Inchlang. You will find either of them easier to learn. It will depend on your personality, I would say. And they are opposite in several ways. They are the same in some ways, and on other ways they are very different. And typically, hujemi is an oligosynthetic language that is totally fusional, clearly. And bleep is an oligosynthetic language that is totally analytical. This is a big difference between the two of them. Hujemi is totally fusional, and bleep is totally analytical. I realized that a few weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. They are at the opposite of the spectrum. Hujemi is totally fusional because you have to add more syllables to really express the nuances of what you want to express. And you just add them to form one word, and it's understood as a whole. And it's the way to use hujemi. So I was saying, so yeah, re is the fire. I'm going to show you paint. No, this one. So in the Yijing, this is the sky. So basically, it would be fa. And this is too big. This is totally so. This is a yang. Wait. This is yang and this is yin. This is the earth. I don't write perfectly. I mean, I'm using a mouth, so a mouse. No, sorry. I'm using a mouse, so you can understand. This, yeah, I think it's like this. This is the mountain. This glyph, you can also write it like this. So it's the mountain. I'm going to write it in English here. When I say Yijing, it's this. Oh, sorry. I forgot. Like this is like this. And in traditional, it's this. I'm not entirely sure actually. Like tac tac tac. Okay, this is not perfect. And yi, I forgot how you write exactly. Say something like this. I think like this for sorry, for simplified, but for traditional I forgot. So this is the earth. This is a mountain. Okay, I'm going to write it like this. Wait. So the fire and the water, it's the opposite, because the fire has the yang inside. Oh, wait. I know. This is the thunder, basically. So it's this. Wait, I'm going to. So this is yang, yin, and this is yang and yang. Water is like this. Oh, it's the opposite. I always forget. No, this is fire. Yes, this is fire. Sorry. So fire. The glyph for fire is this one. I I'm always like I'm frustrated by the way I designed this symbol because I actually struggle to find a good glyph for fire because I could do something like this, but I have to make it like in hujemi it's always small symbols, so I struggle to make a good flame with only a few glyph. Like this is not very beautiful. You would think that it is easy to design a flame, but it's not very easy in fact. I found out. So this is the fire. This is the opposite. So the fire is something yin in its core. In its core, so basically like the the wood and around it it's yang, and for the water it's the exact opposite. So that is water. I forgot the other one. So basically we have this. Oh sorry, and we have this. But I actually kind of forgot what it was. So we're going to check on the internet. Or maybe I can have my Yijing here. Uh, yeah, I think I have it close to here. No, I don't know. I don't know where it is. So we're going to browse the internet. This is like I think that it's I think like Udemy is simple, but mm, just my mind is weird. So I always end up mentioning a lot of things. It's totally random. But the good thing is that there are people who find this interesting and other who have to find this boring. So you can see if you find this boring, just learn another language. Like it's fine. It's not meant to be an auxiliary language. But I hope that some of you will find this interesting. So Yejing, I hope I'm going to find the. Okay, the French is actually bigger, so we're going to use the longer one. I think I'm going to write immediately hexagram, but trigram, trigram. Okay, let's say yiking, it's fine. Yeah, we're going to find them. Okay, good. So Tian, what? Tian? What is the Is this the old pronunciation of Tian? Okay, if there are Chinese here, I would be really interested to understand why it's written as a Tian, because in Mandarin Chinese nowadays you pronounce this as a Tian. It's very different. Like this, I'm going to go to paint again. So basically, this is this. This is this. Sorry. This is the mountain. So it's how do you write for mountain in Chinese? Mountain. Wait, I got okay. My brain's there's something with my mind. I'm okay. Fire is this. Water is like this. Okay, it's not really well written. Sorry. And thunder. Ah, sorry. Thunder is like this. It's Ding, if I'm not sure. Dian, Dian. It's Dian. And mountain. What is it again? Okay, it doesn't matter. And yeah, sorry. What I wanted to say is that Tian, it's pronounced like this. Tian. Okay, anyway. Uh, what? What's happening? Okay, I think I made a mistake. Okay, I'm going to open a new internet server because otherwise I'm going to have trouble. Okay, I hope it's going to be okay. Hey! Okay, I have to... very frustrating. So that's the thunder, yeah? Ah, it's actually this way. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Ah, right, it's the wind. And this is the... Okay. It's young at the top. Sorry, it's yin at the top. And this is... okay, I get it. Okay. So I was a bit wrong. Oh, sorry, this one is up. Yes. Okay. So this is actually okay. This is not the mountain. The mountain is is it again? No, okay. The mountain is correct. Sorry. But the thunder is incorrect. It's the other way around. So this is so this is the okay. What is it? What is it again? I have to remember it honestly. This is the thunder. So wind and mist. Wind and mist. Yeah. So this is wind. So it would be either this or this. And this is the mist. So that would be I think it's fine if you consider it as this, which is it's supposed to be kind of mud, but you can also use this vatle. So that is tre and that is vatre. So mist. Or you could also say something like maybe dval, but it's not exactly the same because dva is the sky or the weather, and le is humid. So dval is like humid weather. So it's not exactly the same as a mist, but I guess maybe dvaltli. It's not very easy to pronounce, but or you can say dvalitli. Or you can also remove the application, so it would be valitli. Okay, let's stop with the itching stuff because it doesn't matter a lot. I hope I'm going to be able to show you. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Can delete this one. So we are going to go back to where is? I was on Reddit before. Let's go back to Reddit. Oh no, sorry, not this one. I always think that my video is going to be fairly short, but anyway. So song is time, and so it means that sombre is later, sank is before. Just like tombe is ahead, tank is below, behind, temp is to the right, and tendre is to the left, and tante is below, and tante is high, top. We saw these ones. So her is the order, harmony, gathering. So ha is the cosmos, the universe, or the it's rather the order. This is a bit outdated. I would rather say order. Ho is a group. He is undefined, so you can decide what he should be. He means together. Me also means together, but me is like intimate. So it's as one, whereas he is really as two. Like there is me, he. He is different, me is intimate, and he is somewhere in the middle. And then you can make some variation. So if you say hiki, it's together as two, and himi is together but as one. Or you can just say him and hik. And if you say hit, it means in the same place because te is a place, and his in the same time. Ba is father. Sorry, and who means gather or organize, and han is a rank. Like if you say Hans is it's the best basically. Han, Hanf, it would be basically the end. Hant, I don't know if Hant would be something honestly. Ham is the first one. Hamb is the second one. Hank is the third one. Hamp the fourth one, and Hand the fifth one. But Hamp could be also interpreted as the first or the beginning. So if you want to insist on the fifth one, it's better. It's better to say Hamban and Hampan. So Hampan is the fourth. You can also say Hu because once again U and An it's the same. So Hupu. Ba is father, etc. Because Baba is often father in several languages. So Ba is father. Bo is baby or creation, something that is fathered. B is something precious. B is precious as well. Actually, it's basically the same. No, sorry, B. No, B is not precious. No, sorry, Bay. Bay is precious. B is something like it also means together. So there are many ways to say together. So I actually it's me, B, he, and these are nuances in the way you can be together. It's a spectrum basically, and you can make a lot of nuances in the way you want to express the togetherness. And boo means to it's make as in I make you do something. It's used in such context. So I wrote a poem recently about. Let's go to this. I wrote a poem recently in hujemi, which I'm going to show you. Okay, not here. Tuk. Okay. No, I'm stupid. It was on Reddit. It was actually on Reddit. It was as a translation for something from Lovecraft. Translate this. Not this. Not this. Okay, it can be found here, but I would like to go rather to the translation. So there was a translation that was asked. Those who take lives will lose their own. Those who kill will die. But he who gives his own life away will live again. So I used they for he because there's no reason to there's no reason they should be gendered. It's gendered in English because in English you don't use they really naturally to express this. But so where is it? Sorry, it's this. So I actually managed to get first and top and second rank in like the first results are the hujemi ones. There's also a bleep translation. So bleep is very different. Like you can see the difference between hujemi and bleep. This is an oligosynthetic language that has a closer connection to Kipona, and it's totally analytical. And bleep, hujemi is totally fusional, and so they are very different. But they are both interesting in their own ways. So I wrote this interpretation. I first made a rather literal translation, like this. Eski adds Yubum kru anzwa, et l'ensemble unu anzwa yadz. Ad yukrunos, eanf unos isti. Ingi eskiftom, ad yubuflu anzwa yadsti, eans upudzu iham upis. And then I made a translation, which was more like a new poem, which was a poem because the first one was not really a poem, but I made it into like 4 hexasyllables. So I wrote Emnai ufluth emosk ubunos wipunos Ubudzwa, wipudzwa. Awa, ehask, adwa. So here I really use the nuance or the reciprocity or something like this between bu and pu, because bu means make, as in make something, like cause something, and pu is like to become, to grow. So ubunos means to cause death. Wipunos means to become dead. Nos is death. And we, like u is a verb, and we basically means be. So emnai, mna is the origin. So emnai means originally, from the origin of times. Fluth, flu is to transmit, and thir is meaning. So ufluth means to transmit meaning, to say. Mo is the center, and sker is the universe, so center of the universe. So it has been the law of the universe, something like this. Ubunos, wipunos. So to make life, to make death, is to become death. So if you give death, you will receive death. If you give life, dzwa, you will receive life. That is of the universe, of the cosmos, the path, the way. That is the way of the cosmos. Ao means this. This is B. This is of the cosmos, the way. So yeah, I really use the between bu and pu. So let's go back here. So sphere is the horizon, basically. And you see, so we are starting to go on the length of the biconsonants. So it's a connection between two consonants. And actually, these are new glyphs, but they are also, they make sense if you just take the two consonants. So if you take the sir means light or sun, and fur is the sky. So the sun on the sky, it's the horizon, the sunset, the sunrise. So sfa is the horizon. Sfo is a goal. It's like one horizon for a particular person. Sfe means a dream. Sfi means noble. And sfu means to rise or to elevate. And sfan, I think there's nothing with sfan yet. Fla means a language or medium. And you see, fe is the sky or the air, and le is the water. So fleur is the wave. So fle is wave. I don't know why I say informatic. You could use it for informatic, but you would it's okay, but you have to use frais as well in this case. Fla is a language or medium. Flow is an information, a piece of information, a signal. Flu means to transmit. And then we have ske. So se is the sun and the light, etc. And ke means difference. Typically, here it's used in the context more of in the sense of difference. So ske is like the what we call in French the voûte stellaire. So it's like que, which is the skin or the like the layer, the border. So it's the border where the stars are, where the sun is. So it's ka. So it's the sky or the universe. So sko is a celestial body or star. So if you say skos, it's a star. If you say skot, it's another Earth, like a planet. If you say skodv with a v like moving, so skodv would be, or you can say skod. It would be like a meteor, something like a shooting star. Ski is a possibility. Ski means very different. So ki is different, but ski is like alien. And I forgot if I associated the meaning to sku, but I'm not sure. No, I didn't. You can find your own connections. And then skan is the infinity. So sto is a diamond, jewel stuff. When I say stomy, I often use stomy to mean secret. Ste is diamonds, as in the material. Sti is neat, precise, or accurate. For instance, in my poem, I used it as on. Okay, not here, but here in the rather literal translation. Like Okay, here it's not easy to explain exactly what I mean with this, but let's say this: themselves. So basically, this means themselves, their own lives. This means their own lives, their life own, exact, precise, their specific life. Stu means to work to better, like as in practice makes better. Practice makes perfect. Sorry. Tra is hell or the like downground, underground. Tro, no, actually, tro is nothing yet. I don't know. I think I changed this, so it's really weird. There's nothing associated with tro as of now. Tre is magma or lava. Tri is resentful typically, and tro means to resent or to meditate. So, like you, like to ruminate. Um, Kla is the winter or north, so it's the opposite or equivalent or the reciprocal of Ra. Ra is the. Did we see Ra? Yeah, we did. South, summer. So Kla is winter and north. And you can specific like Klat with the ter at the end, which is the earth. So it will be the north. And if you say Klaf, it will be winter. Fur is the sky. Klo is a snowflake typically. Clay is snow. Kli means cold. And Klu means to freeze. But honestly, I never use a clue. Fra is a fate or hazard or thunder. Fro is an event, an accident. Fre is electricity. Fri means horrible. And Fru means scare. Shfa, by the way, it's fe and re. So it's the air and fire. So air in the fire. Fire in the air, it's electricity basically, or thunder. Fire in the earth, it's lava. You see that there's always some meaning, like water that becomes hard, it's or that becomes stone-like, it's ice. The matter in the air, it's the dust or particles. Shvo particle. Shva is the particle, so Shva will be used if you want to talk about the atom or stuff. Atom. I think we say atom, right? Like the molecules. In theory, this means empty void, become dusty, but I never use this. But this could prove useful. Sometimes I use schver as the meaning of old. For old, you can use like basically gis. So a lot of times you can use text things like this, or using pu as the root. Pu means to become. But it would make sense to, or even lu, stream. There are several ways you can express the passing of time. But you can use schver. Sometimes, once I used in a poem schver to express old. But avoid doing this all the time because like you don't want to always use to express age with dust. But you can use it sometimes. So this one you can also like basically this is the sky. So this is inspired after Chinese. So there is a big line and a smaller line. So the big line indicates where it is. So it's up, and this is down. And so the mountain, it's a connection of fe, the sky, and te, the earth. But you can also just make a vertical line connecting the two of them. So one horizontal line, one vertical line, and one horizontal line, just like an I, on the letter I, but with a big line atop and a small, big one below. Because sometimes it will be written with a small one, sometimes a bigger one. Sometimes there will not going to be any like for instance here you can read image de R hujemi, etc. And you see the capital I. There's no bar atop or below. But if you write it atop and below, it's going to be fte, or you can write it like this. So Fta is the mountain, Fto is a hill. So you can use it in cases where you want to express something like a bus in French. I'm not sure what is the English for this, but when you have a hill on the skin, I hope you see my point. There is nothing associated with Fte. I guess Fte would be something like a rock, but I already have K, so you can once again you can really adapt a bit your own hujemi. Because the point is really to have the spirit of hujemi. Fti means constant or old. Ftu means to stand, like a stand up. Ftu. Or you can say ftul. And le is the stream and stuff. So ftul is rather like lying down. or ftut. Ftut is lying down. Like you can just you can really like you can express a lot of nuances in the way to stand if you add new syllables. And phton is the altitude. So if you say phtom, it's the same level. So you could say a level as a translation. Tele is the mud, like this. So it's earth and water. Tele. Teli means dirty, blurry, things like this. Mingled. True means slow down or blur, things like this. Kra is the war. Kro is a weapon. Kre is metal. So it's ke, the stone, and fire. Kri means conflictuous, typically. Klu means to fight. And then the last one, mne. So it comes from me and ne. So it's mna is the origin. Mno is a memory or a souvenir. Mne is memory. Mni is original, initial. And menu is to remember. So you can see the among other things, when you write poetry, you can really use the roots like mne, which is the memory, and then sve is like a dream, and ske is possibilities, and you can play on those, and you can adapt. Like for instance, spa is the horizon. So sfamne is the horizon of the memory, and svasve or svasv would be a horizon of a dream horizon or something like this. And then Svaski is the horizon of possibilities. And if you say Sha is the world, you can play on those and you can really make a lot of nuances. So hujemi is not that easy to pronounce, but you can really make a lot of nuances with it. It's not great at dealing a few things, like for instance to express names of specific animals. You will often have to just borrow words from. So what do you do when you want to borrow a word? In this case, you have to use the linear script. So these are words in linear script. So if you say am, it's I. Ab is you. Ad, they. So I is a definite. Ads is they, but in the sense of plural. An, she. As, he. Ahom, we. But you can also say ams. Me is I and the is plural. So ads or abs is you plural. Yam, adjective I and then am, so it means of me. And yab is of you, so your, etc. Won, there is none. There is no, for instance, won, wonle. Okay, wonle means there's no water. Wonre, there's no fire, etc. Won, if you say ou something, won something, then ou, the first one is going to be the auxiliary verb, and won is going to be the object of the verb, so it's going to be like if you say Usfe am one. Okay, that is stupid. This sentence is going to be totally stupid. But like if I just say Usfe am one kra, sorry, one kra. Usfe am one kra. So it means there. I wish there were no war. So you see usfe, so wish. Am, I. One, so it's a verb. On, it's a noun. And kra, war. So yeah. Ingi. So that is a bit arbitrary, but ne is the negation. Ki is different. And when you say nk or nge, it means contradiction. So you use it for contradiction. So if you say ingi, it's yet, and it's like you say something and then you contradict it with something that comes after. So you use ingi. But if you want to to make a concession or something like this, you will say engi with the a, because once again, when you say a, it's before, and when you say e, it's after. So for instance, let's say what can I say, like engi uh, I don't know, un crew. So even though I don't fight, he, uhi en ab. I am with you. Even though I don't fight, I am with you. I just say what's in my mind, like random sentences. Um, so you see the although something something. So the when you say engi with the a, it's going to contradict what's after basically. To oppose what's after, not necessarily contradiction. And when you say ingi, it opposes what's before. Like for instance, un kruam ingi uhi en ab. I don't fight, but I'm with you. So it's the same. I use the same order, but it's not the same. Like you translate it differently. I hope you see my point. When I want to express a cat, I use Mao, which is inspired after Chinese. And so Gao is for the dog, and it's also inspired after Chinese. But like Mao is like the sound that the cat make, so it makes so it's an easy word. Salam for hi, I usually use salam because it's an easy one. It matches my own the spirit of hujemi and my own spirit, so I like using salam and it's easy. But you can use Ohio as well. Hi is not good because it's too Englishy. It's too small. Like when you use a word, you want to have a word which is really well recognized, and it needs to be easy to pronounce, long enough. Because if it's too short, then you are going to see the hujimi. You're not going to see the word itself. And like for instance, Japanese is good for these reasons because in Japanese the syllables are going to be like the phonology of Japanese makes the word very easy to recognize and very easy to use. So similarly for thank you, I would typically use arigato. So for hi, you can say Ohio, but I prefer to use salam. And for welcome, so these are not mandatory. You can use whatever you want. But personally, I would use ahlan for welcome because it sounds great and and it's easy to pronounce, I would say. Uh, but yeah. Like I would not really recommend welcome, but you can use welcome if you want. So by the way, welcome would be we're going to go to paint again. Uh, okay, good. So this is wa. So if I say this is wo, for instance, and it's pronounced like this. So when there is when u or i is followed by a vowel, it is consonantized. So the e becomes a y, and the u becomes a w. And when you have ao, which means so a is definite and o is indefinite. And when you say ao, it means this. It's the demonstrative. So it's this, and you have to diphthongize it. So it's basically this, but it is this diphthongized. By the way, the O is actually rather this because you can use basically the O you want, but it can be O or somewhere in between. But it's best to have something a bit neutral. O, like the O in Spanish or in Japanese. Same with the A. So yeah, this is diphthongized. So it's one syllable. Um, I think I covered the whole of it basically. Yeah. So let's say for instance, um, like I don't want to write something too stupid, but like the let's say in the forest, you can say topa for instance. You can say let's say tokpa for instance. Wo o mao. So you see, the mao, it's not a direct hujemi word, so it's more like a borrowing. It works like a borrowing. So it's not borrowing, but borrowing. This is difficult to pronounce. So this is a mao in Latin. So in the forest there is a cat, and if you want to say something about the cat, you can say I yumush. Uh, Euh, en, en Zol. Okay. I don't know where the cat found the fish, but so this means eating a fish. Zol, you see, zo is animal, and if you say le, it's animal of the sea, so it's a fish. This can include a shark or a whale. But the way this is a bit arbitrary, but the way I say mammal, as in human, for instance, or cow, I use me because me is actually this the me represents the breast of a mother. That's the way they decide to represent the I, mother, etc. So basically, it represents a mammal. So it's so zom is the animals. Sorry, the mammals. It's also because me is what starts the word mammal. Mammal. So I use zom. Zosh, since she means small, zosh is typically used for small animals, for insects. Zof, I think you can guess it, but zof means bird or animals of the sky. And zot will be animals of the land, wherever they are. Uh, So yeah, you see, this is block script and this is a linear script. So linear script works like an alphabet, and block script works like a syllabary. But actually, it's in a sense you could say that it's already an alphabet. It's just that you put the sign in atop and things like that, but it's the same symbol. Like the symbols don't change. So you only have 36 glyphs to use. So you could argue that this is still an alphabet, maybe. It's more of a syllabary, but it's something in between a syllabary and an alphabet, I guess. Well, it's up to you to decide what you call that. But it's called a block script. So yeah, that is I covered basically hujemi. I'm going to show you some extracts. Yeah, that's going to be the conclusion. I'm sorry for the long video. Like this is already one. It's going to be 1 hour and a half. But I think it's really good. It gives a good overview of hujemi. Oh, sorry. Please work. Like I'm going to wait a bit, but if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to open a new internet tab. I don't know. I don't always understand exactly how OBS is working. Okay, I think I have to open a new one. Not this one. No, internet. Yes. Okay. Okay, good. So we are going to browse my account on the Lyrics Translate. So by the way, on Lyrics Translate, Chinese hujemi and bleep are one of the official languages. Bleep. So bleep is the creation of a fellow conlanger, and hujemi. But of course, there is only me who, like, I'm the only one writing in hujemi, and same for bleep. But I hope there are going to be other people because I think both languages are quite easy to use. In fact, or fast. It's fairly fast, quick to learn these languages. But it depends on your own mentality because they are very different. So I think one is going to be more intuitive to you. So this is bleep. This is hujemi. Let's go to. Okay, actually, there was one which I published recently on the Reddit, the subreddit. It's this one. Oops. Okay, here. No. Okay, good. So yeah, that's a poem that I wrote recently while I was in the mountain. It was inspired by being in the mountain and trying to convey things and stuff. So this reads, et vale, sorry, et valo, e couché, sorry. I don't. I admit I don't read hujemi that often, so I can read easily when it's in transcripted. But it takes me some time to remember, like to read it. But hujemi is a language where you can take your time, so it's good. So sorry, I'm going to take my time. So edvalu ukushu afakla ijo sotra ufato ankala wejus sti ankletish won an yuen shami udvuj ou an fluch. There is a mistake here. It should be an. An ososhlu. Ujef kli. Yunjo luklo. Yesfan, sorry. Anf ean. Oshuj estij. Unzu. Ep win dohi. Yeah, let's just focus on this one. So, in the sky stream, a stream. So stream is really associated with the time passing. Ku means to block or to surround, and shu is compose, so it covers the sky, the winter sky, covers the winter sky with the image. I thought I meant to say fta. Shouldn't this be fta? I think I meant to say ftakla, the mountain, the winter mountain. It works with sky, but I think it's better to say yeah, I think it would be better to say aftakla actually. With the image Jo Sotl, confused, blurry. It's like the fato, so the sky as a place. En kala. Okay, this is a bit special. I think I should have said Yonkala to be better. So it's I say u. So if I say ufato, it's like fato is like the sky as a place, and it becomes like the sky as a place, making like a country, an ocean, because it was because the context was that I was in the mountain and it was in the winter, and there was a lot of snow and mist sky, and so it's like I was in an ocean of white, not white, but in an ocean of white, you see, and you couldn't see outside. With Jus sti, so watching, ankletish, so to the snow, thick. Tish. Why did I say tish? Yeah, it makes sense. Won an, she's not here. That not here is she. That is not of Shami, of the world intimate, so of my world, basically. So the way I translated this was there's no translation. I think there was a translation on my account here. No, here. What was the title of the poem? Okay, going to be easier. Uflu Jozi, yeah. Transmitting like transmitting perceptions, which are transmitting various perceptions. Yeah, I say ftakla, so that was a mistake. It should be fta. So udvuj. So udvuj, I want to to transmit to her ososhlu, an image moving. So I want to send her a video because I want to show. I want her to see the snow. Ujefkli, so white. The being white. Yunjo, can't be seen. Luklo, like Lu is a river or stream, and Klo is a snowflakes. So you can't see the stream of snowflakes. Yes, fan in the horizon. So I admit I used ne because of the rhyme. So it doesn't even belong because I didn't use it after. I think I could remove the n, honestly. Well, it doesn't matter. But like it's basically the horizon as a night horizon. But it was a bit a lie because to be honest it was during the day. But in a sense it was like during the night because you couldn't see much. Anth, therefore, he an in her, so a is the context. Ushuj, like shu means compose. So shuj, it's like composing your perception. But I don't know how to exactly translate it into English or Natlang. Estige, so precisely, but in the context of perceptions. And zu. Zu? Where is zu? Unzu. Sorry. Yeah, I see what I mean. So the perception doesn't live. The like the okay, basically it means the perception doesn't live. Doesn't exactly accurately live. Ep because win tohi because she's not here. There is no she, but it's implied. En gof. So this is a home or building, the house. To the house entire gof. Ofeltli, so with like smoke. Ushuphu. So there is a smoke or like mist, you could say, that vapor that is covering the whole of the house. Ihim with Ojof G with a perception, sorry, a sound, because a sound beautiful. Epo shej roop. So of plants, of matter je. So it means vegetables. Roop. So roop means like to in the context you understand it means like to cook basically. So in French we would say mijoter. So les légumes mijotent. Undu an imo woshajo trim. So she doesn't walk through this world of perceptions confused. Yet otokin, being of a place difference. So being because she's far away. Wefloufra, wefloufre, oflojof, ume frudv. Okay, I'm going to just read the whole of it. Okay, so it's going to be easier like this way, sorry. Wefloufre, oflojof, ume fruv. Because actually, I used to be able to read hujemi better, like with the script itself, because I had a font. I still have the font, but the problem is that I changed the vowels a bit, and I have to update the font, but I am a bit lazy, so I didn't update the font. So I do write I can easily write into hujemi, but it's difficult for me to read hujemi because I'm not used to reading it anymore. And when I publish my own text, I will publish them in the transcription because I can't like. Of course, the font is not in the website, and the font is not even updated. So I stopped using the font. And actually, for a long time, the font, like I forgot the link to the website where I could use my fonts, because the problem is that since it's a syllabary font, there's a lot of context where even if I even if I download the font, it's not going to work. So in a lot of context, I really just can't use my font. For instance, on Paint, it's not really supported. So I had found a good website, but I lost it. I forgot where it was, and I even asked on Nography, and I was unable to find it. We found it recently, but I need to update my font because before I can send it again. So I kind of lost the habit of reading hujemi. Not like I can understand, but I struggle to associate with the exact sounds to pronounce it correctly. So we fulufre o flojo ume fruv. Wa flafre ihiu en fe udvu. In one wan flu aoluche gisf. An unhisf. Uye shatskisf. So, um, so transmitting free electricity, so transmitting like with the phones and stuff. A flow drop, so an image. Umefrudv. Yeah, what did I mean? What did I mean with this? So in theory, I think at this point, I meant to speak about sending an image. Let's see my translation to see what I meant at this point. Ah, right. I remember my point. Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, sending because this is the context. So sending a sound. Yeah, I guess because this is not what I remembered in my poem. Mefro. So me is the soul, and frudv, who is to strike, and the. I think this the is for the rhyme because it's not like in theory it should not belong here, but it's fine. It works. Fru is like to scare. Or it can have several meanings. Maybe I could have said fra, but okay. Frud. So in this context, it's supposed to be strike. So in my soul. So there is something in my soul that I have a revelation because actually that's the most that's the real thing I wanted to express. Waflafre ihiu en fait de vous. So there is a world like there is like the internet basically to connect air that is moving, to connect air moving. So this is sound in one flou à louche gisf. But you can connect the like the moving of air, so it's basically sounds, but you can't transmit smells. That's really what I wanted to. It was not the first time I realized this, but I really felt this lack, this frustration, or this lack, and that's why I wanted to make a poem out of it. You can't like you get a smell, and since you are used to because I have friends, and my friends I mostly have internet connection with them. Like I don't spend a lot of IRL time with people, to be honest. And so I often when I see things, I often send video and stuff. So first, when you send video, when you say images, you lack something. Like you can't really you see the sky beautiful, but then in the photo it's you can't really grasp the whole of it. And when I send and you can't even send smell because so I'm used to sending things, and then I smell I smell a scent, a smell, which is I would say beautiful, but like which is good, you know. In hujemi you would say beautiful, and I can't send it. Like there is absolutely no way to transmit it. You would have to be here. You would have to be in this world of perceptions. So I felt this lack. I felt this impossibility. So you can't. So Lu is stream. So the stream of matter beautiful. So it means and we saw air. So this means smell in this context. En un hisf. So to her, it doesn't connect sphere. Sphere is elevate. So it cannot reach her. This should be you actually. It makes more sense. Well, it does make sense. Okay, it does make sense. Okay. I see the structure. She's not of this world. Chat. So world basically. Ski. Sorry, she is overworld. Sorry. Shat ski is basically alien, and sphere it emphasizes. So she's overworld, far away. She's very far from me. So that is my poem. I'm going to show you the translation I did. By a flowing weather, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, covering the winter mountain, with an image comes heaven, forming like a waterland. Gazing at the snow deep, there is not her, who is not of my world. I will try to be as literalistic as I can. A really literal translation, because I really want to render the exact thing that you get in hujemi. I want to send to her a video. Cold white comes, but there's not the perception of snowflakes moving in the horizon. So in her perspective, the exact feeling does not live, for she's not around. To the whole room, mist fills in, with the sound beautiful of vegetables cooking. She doesn't work through that world of mixed sensations, being elsewhere. Sending an audio, it strikes me. There's a cloud. So here I use cloud for the translation for flafre. So fla is like language or medium, and fre is electricity. So it means the internet or things like this. There's a medium to send the air and movement, yet known for communicating the stream of tasty matter, so smells. To her, it will not reach. It's of an alien world. Oh, okay. Actually, I thought I meant her, but yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. So that's why I was a bit surprised. But actually, I meant it. So I meant the smell. The subject was supposed to be the smell. But it can work. The interpretation can work with her. But it makes more sense to say the smell. Yeah, that's what I meant. So yeah, that was one of my poems. If I read to you poems from 4 years ago, then hujemi will have changed a little bit. So there are things which are going to be a bit different, and I'm like, especially with the writing, because the vowels were pivoted, and I prefer the way it is now, because it was not really rational. So now it kind of matches the IPA. I'm going to explain to you this for the end of this video. When I went 40 minutes, I just can't manage to. It is it is what it is. But it's a bit frustrating that you can't. Okay, it doesn't matter. Paints. There is paint. You have to delete it. Okay, good. So there are 7 vowels, right? So this one is A. Because if you think of the IPA, so we have A in hujemi, we have E, we have E. So this line means it's very close. We have U, so it's very close and it's round. So I admit it doesn't express the idea of roundness, but at least this line expresses the idea of it being very narrow, being very like the U is pronounced very. It's a front vowel. It's a closed vowel. O, U. So you see U, E, A. So when I write this, it basically means below. When I write this, it means here, on the left of the APA. This means on the right, and the on is somewhere here, and the on is pronounced with the nose. So this is because this is basically the mouth. So this is the nose. So this is pronounced here, and the O is round. So I write it with an O, and also it's the same as in Latin. So yeah, these are the vowels. So there is some meaning behind it, like behind the choice of no, sorry. Oh. It's very frustrating that in general, I use I use like capital letters, but I'm always frustrating with E, because E capital in most fonts it's like this, so it's not very usable. At least when you have a font which uses this, then it's better. But the problem is that it's very similar to an L. So I often have to add apostrophes just to Like it doesn't have to do anything with hujemi. It's just the fact that in most fonts, the L and the capital I are very similar to each other. So that's very impractical. It's very frustrating. So sometimes I will even use the minor I. Like here, I'm using the minor I because if I use the capital one, it's not going to be very practical. But yeah, that is hujemi. I don't know if it was very clear, but I hope it gives you a good overview. And feel free to contact me and to go to the subreddit. You can also ask me there on Reddit for the link to the dedicated Discord. And yeah, you can ask questions and stuff. I don't know if there are going to be people interested, but you can really learn hujemi fairly quickly, honestly. So it doesn't mean that you are going to be able to master it quickly, but at least you are going to be able to have the idea of what it means quickly. And I think you can manage to have approximations in a short time. But honestly, I think you can start using it good in just a matter of like I don't know 30 hours or stuff. It's when you compare this to the learning, like it can even be 5 hours or 10 hours. It really depends on your personality and on many factors. If you compare this to learning a natural language, there's not even a comparison. It's it's way faster to learn hujemi. So then it doesn't mean that it's going to be useful for everyday life, and it's also going to be not very practical for a lot of stuff. But it's also going to be very acute, very neat, like to give very acute rendering of specific, like precise perceptions and be able to give you a lot of expressivity for poems and stuff like this. But anyway, this was my presentation of hujemi, and I hope you got something out of it. And I don't know if there are many people who are going to make it to the 2 hours long video. Yeah, I really, I need someone to learn hujemi and then make their own presentation of hujemi because I've tried several times to present hujemi and I just can't. I'm so I'm absolutely terrible at presenting hujemi. But yeah, that was it for today.